on the line. Even though I only have just about 20 minutes to go, I hope we manage it well enough than just 3 calls, okay? So here, hello there.
Hello, my Ogun. It is Olu from Canada.
Sir Olu, how are you this morning?
Nice. Very good. It's so nice to talk to you again.
It's a pleasure, sir. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you. I've been following all of your readings, and it's been very intriguing and so many lessons learned. Right. For me, there are so many takes from it. For me, one take is the fact that it is no surprise that the United States of America today is the greatest country on earth, and the most prosperous. They don't have any royal houses. They don't have any royalty. They are a free people. They fought. They knew they were descendants of the British. It was a British colony. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But they knew that the only way to break free from the crown was to fight for their independence on their own terms. And luckily for them, thankfully, the French, they were able to get an ally in the French who was competing with the British at that time in history.
At the time too.
And today we can see why. You can even see why the black slaves, even when slavery did not become fashionable anymore, you can see that of all the white man's country today, where you have blacks living or have lived as descendants of slaves, you will see that the country in which they are most, how would I put it now? They seem to be more free, have that freedom is the United States of America. Mm-hmm. Not even every other European countries and the rest of them. So there are so many books. You see, there are so many things that have happened all at a time in our history. The Jewish situation, but I would say that the white men have a lot of hand in what is happening. See, it is their modus operandi. You can see that
they are not there for your interest. They are not there because of you. Right. They are there because of themselves, and whatever they can take, they will if you allow them.
That's right, and you know. There are so many books, and there's one man, Miles Monroe. He has passed away now. That he's a minister in the Caribbean. I think I don't know if it's the Bahamas. Okay. He did a lot of preaching and teaching on the black race, and because they were descendants of slaves in the Bahamas too, and how they came to be and see the whites have always believed that they are superior.
You see that part where they converted the slaves. I wanted to say, is it converted the slaves? I just call them the freed slaves, and their freedom is hinged on helping the missionaries to help convert other, winning souls.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, it's not surprising. Even when they were declared free, all over in the US,
so
it wasn't totally free.
Other Negroes. And their souls.
They were still dependent on them.
Yes,
they were still dependent because they were still working, and they were being reimbursed for the work they do based on the terms of the white man. So there were so many things that went on that I will tell you that the first people who first sailed to Africa, West Africa, the West Coast, from what I learned from Miles Monroe, were the Spanish. The moment the Spanish discovered that community and they were able to get slaves to come and work in their plantation in Europe, all other European countries started to follow through. Portugal, Britain, and it became a competition. They saw the black
and the rest.
They saw the black race as a less intelligent. They were more that the whites were more superior, and this was inherited from the Greeks. From the Greeks, during Alexander the Great, because they believed in so many gods, pagan gods, and this filtered onto the Roman Empire, and onto when the Roman Empire broke into pieces, and we have pieces of that Roman Empire, and they maintained that even when they claimed that they were a Christian country, they still maintain that
oppression.
That storyline that they were more superior race than we were. They saw the black man as a lesser race. But to another crux that I picked up again is the fact that every action that some of these our people did, like Akintola, Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Fulanis, and the rest of them.
H.O. Davis. They mentioned that man's name so less. And that's after Abat Macaulay, another very important figure in the drive to the rise of the nationalists in Nigeria is that H.O. Davis.
That's right. And what I'm trying to say is that all of their actions are actions that you will consider treasonable felony, treasonable in nature. You would never see in a white man's country where they will perform such a act. Even when you lose an election, you will concede. You will, for the sake of the progress of the country, you will concede, and then things will move on. If they find you doing such a thing, it will be considered a crime against the state, and then you will face in the US when you will never see. That's why Trump they are on his case right now. What they tried to do, insurrection and the rest of it. So somebody like Tinubu, when you are being used not to concede an election that you lost to your fellow countryman, where if it's a fellow countryman now, regardless of ethnicity, it is a crime against the state. You have committed a crime against the state, and there are so many of them who have committed since our independence and since 1999. I would even say that we have not really had any free and fair, open, clear election that everybody will agree to that this person won, and then we concede. To you understand? And the guy will spend 4 years. If he doesn't perform, there's an opportunity to argue against him and get somebody else who can do the job regardless of any ethnicity and tribe. You understand? Yes. So it boils down to our foundation. The British, the French, they will encourage it. That truly means our country is not independent
system. And then they knew.
Yeah, that means their allegiance is not.
They knew.
Their allegiance is not to Nigeria. No. Their allegiance is to the British or the French government that they are colluding with to hold on to power so that they can hold on to our resources, continue to subjugate the people. Right. So until we realize that we are not truly independent and that these people are taking advantage of us by distorting our society, by making it unworkable, ungovernable, because a few people
and indulging unelected criminals as the representatives of the people for further exploitation. Because majority of those who are ruling Africa, we know they are not really elected.
That's right.
Force their way in. And the imperialists will never allow that in their country. No, you can't force your way into government in the UK or America. No, it's impossible.
That's right. Because they know
Africa,
that,
and this guy shield them. It's crazy, man.
They know that it will. They know that the moment that happens, that is the beginning of the destruction of the fabric of their society. They will concede, knowing that if you don't perform well, the people will have another chance to elect you into power.
But getting them out is the problem.
They won't allow that to happen in Africa, and these people aiding them and doing.
And you know what they say, sir? Yeah. I want to say aiding them that you just mentioned now. Their own argument is always that. Even if they are dictator, even if they are corrupt, where the West wants stability. They cannot undo anything where people are like, protesting. So stability. What?
This has made me to understand that all this is a continuation of the slavery.
You see, when America they want to continue the slavery, they said they remove abolition of slave trade. That was what brought in what do you call it? Colonization. When colonization was coming to an end, they said they gave us independence, but they are still going to control our interests for years to come. That's the plan. It was clear here.
You see, that is why I always refer to America as a gold standard. When America said, you know what, if after the Second World War, I think we people, we should allow these people govern themselves. We don't want to be part of a situation where you control their destiny, because that was America's way of life.
Exactly.
They wanted them to control themselves, control their destiny,
liberty,
and
freedom, and pursuit of happiness. That's what they call it.
the British and the French and all the rest of their European allies they couldn't take that
They
shame.
don't want that.
But because America was an ally in the war, their now modus operandi was to give them power, but on our own terms. We were never truly independent. That is our situation today. We can't truly elect our leaders. We can't truly make our own decisions. I would try to do that. They saw that they saw our vision for the next couple of years, and they knew that if they allow this man run away with it, forget it.
They clearly stated it now, Saulu. They clearly stated that the Yorubas are the problem. And the moment the Igbos catch up, so educated and many of them, they started feeling like, this educated Southeast and Southwest are going to be a big problem. They started threatening the North with them. They said, you better wake up. These people want to control you, but don't worry, we'll give you the power.
You know why? You know one reason why I love Awo again. I love Awolowo again is the fact that this man had a very progressive idea. He achieved so many things, but this man never thought one day of insurrection against the Nigerian state.
He didn't have the plan. All he wanted was an independent Yoruba region, autonomous Yoruba region inside Nigeria. Awolowo wasn't even asking for Yoruba nation. He wasn't even. He didn't want Nigeria to break.
He was a one Nigeria proponent. He was a one Nigeria.
Majority of them were. All he wanted is that may everyone just do their day, do your day, we do our day, and all of that. But that was never to be.
He was a true Democrat because he believed that once you can argue your vision to the people and they see, he will through the ballot box win that battle.
Let the person with the best arguments win. And he is a very good orator. He will sit there and he will listen to others arguing with him. Man, it was such glorious, good old days. But I have some videos of Awolowo and his guys. I don't see that anymore.
And you know what? And then the Baba himself got fed up when he saw all the games they were playing and was like, you know what? And Yoruba no let him detail me. Nígbà tó bá yá jíjà yín nígbà tó bá yá jíjà yín fúnra ara yín gbara yín lẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn.
That's what exactly what to say, Baba.
I don't understand why the Baba got fed up because if you can't play it fair with that country. The moment you try to play it fair, that's it. They will take advantage of everything. So I want to about the insurrection. Me, I don't blame them on my ego. Because how do you play it fair? When the West that is supposed to see the wickedness that this government is doing to its people are turning a blind eye. And they are using every instrumentality of government to legalize their illegality, what they are doing. I mean, I want to about the insurrection. I don't blame them because now 2027 they're shouting 2027.
We just want them to, if you want to do any insurrection, you should do it in a way that at least I shake everybody. People like us can print your picture and put it on our profile and say, yes, I love those guys. But nobody say you go
because I don't know because for me, I'm continuing to talk, to agitate, to support anybody that is really wants to fight for true freedom and true democracy. People can enjoy the prosperity that they want, but the problem is, I don't know if I can say that true and free country in my lifetime, and like Parawo,
I don't know. If you want to know my own take, part of my own take from that reading, sir, is the fact that at a point in Nigeria, it was actually a slogan. Self-government in our lifetime. Self-government in our lifetime. They were campaigning that they will have a self-government in their lifetime. Then they changed it from the late 40s to self-government right now. Sure you get. So a lot of us may think that we will never see a free country out of that contraption in our lifetime. But we will. Events can just happen so fast. The British felt like the earliest they had a plan of giving Nigeria independence was actually 1980. They had to bring it back. They had to bring it forward to 1960 because since we're going so fast, since we're moving so fast, around that time that they themselves were losing their own plots. So they quickly fixed it in and they gave it. So, Baba, we will see a free Yoruba land, free people from that contraption in our lifetime. I'm going to say it to the existence, Baba, so I can see it in front of me.
I sincerely hope so, and I look forward to it. Thank you, my.
Yeah, let's be positive. Thank you so much for this as well. Okay, you should have a wonderful day, and if I don't speak to you again today, enjoy your weekend. Okay,
I will. You too.
Cheers, man. Bye. So that is a Saolu. I'm taking my last call, and I've only got just about maybe about 5-6 minutes, and we can call it a night. Yeah, about 5 minutes. Hello there.
Hello, Michael.
Hello,
I wish I wasn't your last call.
You are the last caller this afternoon. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. Tired, but yeah,
good.
I'm fine.
Let me first of all, I know that everyone calls in, but to say, oh, we appreciate you, but I just feel like when you do this, your readings, and you talk about these things with so much, depth and everything, I just have to say thank you, because I think a lot of us have been just, I don't know, unintentionally ignorant about history. Maybe because a lot of the educators have been intentional about keeping us in the dark with regards to our history and not allowing us some critical thinking around our history. I don't know if you recall one of the conversations that we had, and I said to you that I'm not sure we had any heroes past.
I remember.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. To Nnamdi Azikiwe, every other person that agreed to this contraction. Because I feel like the argument should never have been about giving Nigeria independence. That should have never been what they went there to discuss. I feel like what they should have been discussing is the regions being independent of that contraction, right? I feel like, because the geographical entity called Nigeria was designed by the British.
That's right.
So if we're talking about being independent, then we should be independent of the structures that they created, which was never to our benefit.
Never.
So it should never have been just the independence of the rulers or the ruling of that geographical entity. It should have been the dismantling of the structures in place and letting each region decide for itself if they want to come together and under what terms and conditions, are we going to go forward, right?
That's right.
In the absence of that,
it was all scripted. It was all,
no, absolutely.
They divided the South and they united the North under Fulani.
Under the most radical, and this is, I love what you're doing. I have to say, and I don't know how to say it again and again. Britain says that they are a Christian country. But guess who they are aligned with in order for them to continue what they are doing in this region?
Islamic jihadists, the Fulanis.
Islamic jihadists. So anyone who would carry on with whatever it is that they wanted. So sometimes I think I keep saying we need to put your platform on a global scale, because I think that a lot of people will benefit from actually looking at things from the perspective with which you put your things out and with which your callers also try to, contribute as well. Because then we'll have that understanding that when you're saying, you're voting for Muslim ticket, you're a complete idiot, because nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about what you believe. What they really truly care about is what they can get from you. Yes, and when you understand that you can leverage on that thing that they get from you to get a good deal for yourself, then you forget about whether or not the person who is in front of you or who you want to lead you is a Muslim or a Christian or Igbo or this and that. We have a really long way to go. I hear it and I say thank you for the work that you're doing, but I also recognize that we do have a long way to go. I know that you'll be positive in what you just said to the previous call about, these things that happen, it can kick off, and before you know it, we're exactly where we need to be.
Events can crystallize into something so speedy that a lot of people will be like, Yeah, we saw it coming, but not this way.
No, not this way. Exactly. I feel like whatever arguments that we're having, even as a continent, even as a people who say that they're Pan-African, and going to the United Nations, it's just, we need to self-organize as Africans. We need to understand the disadvantage that we are in. Going to the United Nations and trying to plead your cause to an entity that doesn't really care and would rather keep you enslaved because it benefits them is not the way to go. I feel like we really need to really think about how we move forward. Going to any of these people to talk about the emancipation of a region and everything is not right, because who gave them that authority? We certainly didn't give them that authority. I didn't give you the authority to draw boundaries for me in my own region. I never said it was okay for you. I don't see why I should go and supplicate to you in order for me to say, okay, I want to be an independent country. Because in the first place, you didn't ask me. And that's why when all these countries, all this going to all this West, IMF, and all of this that have never benefited you, never done anything to lift any single Black African country out of poverty.
Genuinely,
it's pointless.
No.
Genuinely. And if I became the president of my region, I would never, ever have any ties with any of these entities. How we're going to progress and how we're going to grow our economy, we can do it independently. Our ancestors did it. So that story of them, they never met us hungry, and that's just the truth. I feel like this is their strategy of misinformation. It wasn't today that they started doing it. That strategy
did you not see how the whole thing was plotted in that book and all that? I was reading that and I was like, oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, that strategy is an ancient strategy. Let the people believe a certain thing, then we'll control it from there. The assumption has always been that it was a backward country or a backward people that they met.
And they keep saying
but I beg to differ.
You are backward. We're only bringing you civilization. If not because of us, you'll be so backward. Say it out loud and clear. Oh, we are backward. If not because of you, we will never be civilization. And people believed it.
And people believe, even our own people believe it till today. You have people that even argue that the white man is so advanced. I said, are you crazy? Advanced in what exactly?
What is advancement in invading somebody else's?
In invading somebody's
keeping them captive, raping their women, stealing all their stuff, and you said they are the ones who are barbarians. You are the civilized one. How?
And that's what I'm telling you, that strategy of misinformation did not start today. It is an ancient strategy. Let the people in power, even though their own people, believe that, they're going to go and save somebody. Save us from what exactly?
We
from
came
ourselves.
to save you. You should be grateful to us. We came to Africa to save you. You didn't come to save us. You came to rob us because you are barbarians. You've made us believe that we are the barbarians that you came to save.
So there's a whole lot of re-educating that we need to do to ourselves. First of all, we need to be proud of who we are. Yes. We need to be proud of our Blackness, because God would have it no other way. This is the way He wanted it to be, and this is the way it is. So we need to first of all start from being proud of who we are, and then take it forward. I still feel that there still needs to be some thought and critical thinking around moving it forward. But going to go and beg any of these people to give us something that we are. God, it is our God-given entitlement. We're entitled to our own self-governance. We're entitled to our own region. We are entitled to our own resources. It should not be subject to your own decision. It should never have been subject to their decision. We still have a battle to fight.
We do.
And I think, that
programs and platforms is the biggest of it. You know what they told us that, right? They said that the hardest of this whole revolution idea of the thing is this one we are doing right now, educating and enlightening the people and all of that. So it's the hardest job, Cham. It is the hardest. Yeah. That's why a lot of people are avoiding it. They are avoiding it.
But it has to be
once the mind is revolutionized, the journey is halfway there. We won't stop. We'll do everything and
we have a long way
to help people figure it out.
We have a long way to go. And just to divert a little bit, and I know you're out of time. That whole DRY, the I don't know, for Yoruba, the lady who put herself out there.
I know. You mean the DRY.
Yeah.
You are talking about our Democratic Republic of the Yorubas.
Of Yoruba land, yes. I understand that, when I listened to that, I said, this is a poorly thought out, whatever it was trying to achieve was poorly thought out, And I think one of the callers did say that it could actually be controlled opposition. It's not necessarily that she really wants to do this, but they're looking for a way to make sure that, whoever is interested in the emancipation of the Yoruba region, they're not too scared to gather. But I still listen. As a woman who has given birth, right, I can tell you that when the first wave of pain comes through, you don't shrink, you double down. Otherwise, you and that baby are in what they call it, are in trouble, right? So my point is, when things like this happen, you double down. Because what they're trying to do is to make sure that you don't double down. If you double down, then you move forward. Otherwise, you'll always be circling back to square one. And the people who are laughing at, I think one true emperor called in that day and was saying how people were having a go at him and everything. He should have had a go at them and asked them to define the word citizen. And after their definition of citizen, ask them, does that correlate with your experience as a Nigerian? And if it does not correlate with your experience as a Nigerian, then you are not a citizen and you should be fighting for your own. You should start, thinking about, your own emancipation, your own freedom for yourself and for the generations after you.
Thank you so much, Charm. Somebody was there asking, is that Charm? I'm like, do you really need the introduction again? That voice is irregular. I will see you some other time, okay? Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Maego. Well done for your work.
Thank you. So this is where we're going to draw the curtains tonight. This afternoon. I'm going to go try and see if I could possibly come around later this evening for us, all right? But you are going to see my replay from last night. If you missed that at all, it's going to come up it's going to come up next after this. I will see you later. Good afternoon.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary politico.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. àyè
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù.